So this is a pack of flaming hot Cheetos. It is the best-selling snack that Frito-Lay makes, and many people don't know that there is an incredible, incredible career success story that underpins this amazing product. So there was a man, and there is a man named Richard Montanez. He grew up in California, family of immigrants, hard scrabble, worked a lot of manual labor jobs. His ambitions were modest. By his own admission, what he said was, as a kid, his biggest dream was to drive the trash truck. That was the greatest, coolest, most amazing job that he could ever think of. He dropped out of high school to continue to support his family and make ends meet. And one of the jobs that he had was to serve as a janitor for a Frito-Lay plant in California. So he's doing his thing and he's working away, and the days are passing, and something happened that changed. Something happened that altered his life forever. And it started with a message that the president sent out to all of his employees saying, "Hey, we need to change something, and what I'm asking for you is to think not like an employee, but like an owner. What would an owner do to help move our company forward? What would an owner do to really take responsibility for the true fortunes of this company and sort of move things forward?" So he got this message, and right around that time, in the plant that he was working at, one of the machines broke down one day, and the Cheetos didn't get dusted with its traditional orange flavor blast. And so Richard, having grown up amongst Mexicans and seeing what they did, and as an Indian, we kind of do the same thing. We will take normal snacks like popcorn and we'll just add our own spices to it and kind of kick things up a notch. So here he is looking at these Cheetos that don't have any of their traditional flavor, and he started asking himself, what if I started putting some chili powder on there? What if I spiced it up and made it something really great? So he goes home, and him and his wife, they do this. They kind of concoct this special brand, this prototype of the Flaming Hot Cheetos. And he starts showing it to his friends, tasting it. They love it. They say, "Oh my gosh, Richard, you've got to go. You've got to go pitch this. You've got to show your company executives what this is about, because people are going to buy this." Many people have been in that situation, and I think we all have, where we've had good ideas, but really this is what separates him from everyone else. He decides that he's going to pick up the phone and he's going to try to get the president of the company on the line. So he calls up, he somehow makes it past the secretary, gets the president on the line, pitches him about this new product, and the president goes, to his credit, "Great, you've got 2 weeks, come in 2 weeks, and you're going to make a presentation to me and the other leaders here, and we're going to see what we can do." Keep in mind, this is a high school dropout and a janitor. So he goes home. And again, he could have been completely flummoxed by this whole thing. He could have said, "You know what, this is way too much. I'm not ready for this. I have no experience. I can't do any of this stuff." And no one would have blamed him. But he didn't do that. He went home, and him and his wife got to work. They went to the library, and they started reading books about how to make a presentation. He's never made one before in his life. And he comes up with one book that shows a step-by-step breakdown of a presentation strategy. And this is a wonderful, wonderful piece of advice to all of you job seekers and career developers out there. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. He found a strategy for a presentation that worked, and him and his wife said, "We're going to structure the entire presentation along this lines." So he starts doing that. He mocks up a package for what this product is going to be that apparently, by all accounts, come presentation time, was so realistic that many of the people who even worked in manufacturing and marketing promotion thought that this product was already up and running. That's how good it was. So he came up with that. And he goes into this presentation. There's the president. There's all the people who, in a gigantic corporation like this, needs to sign off in order to make a new product happen. it's a huge stakes kind of thing. The biggest moment that he's had in his career by far, maybe the biggest he will ever have. And he starts launching into this presentation, and he starts winning people over, and he can see that his passion, his grit, his drive is convincing people, and it's working right up until the moment when someone who I believe was on the production side of things and was a real numbers guy said, "Okay, great. This looks great. This product looks great. How much market share do you think that this flaming hot product is going to capture?" And now he has come upon a situation that he has no idea how to answer. And so Richard thinks it over for a second, and he goes, "This much. We're going to capture this much market share." And he holds his hands up, and he is sure that he has tanked and this whole thing is going to go down in flames. And there's this horrible pause, and I know we've all been there. You're up there on the ledge. And then the president goes, "Well, gentlemen, what do you think? Do you think that we can grab this much market share? Can we grab this much for this product?" And everybody laughs, partly because it's the president, and they agree, and Flaming Hot Cheetos goes on the market. It quickly becomes the top-selling snack in the Frito-Lay's product portfolio. They've got a ton of different spin-offs. And our man, Richard Montanez, is now an executive vice president of multicultural sales and community activation for PepsiCo, which owns Frito-Lay, their whole North American division. So what's the point here, aside from it just being an amazing story and an amazing success story in this man's life? The point is this. If you have big ambitions for becoming an executive yourself, for becoming a CEO, for becoming and landing a role that is not one step, but like 5 or 10 steps beyond what you can do, this story should give you proof that you can do it. It's more than just coming up with a great idea and adding value, although of course that's there. It's about having the grit to say, I don't know what the heck the next step is going to be, but I'm going to learn. And if I have to work 20 hours a day for the next 2, 3, 4 months to make it happen, I'm going to do it because that's the reality. If I have to push when no one else believes in me and find that motivation in myself to make it happen, I'm going to do it. And if it means that I need to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 times more time than I thought I would need to do in order to have that attention to detail, to really make this thing fly and really convince and influence, then I'm going to do it. There are so many people that I work with that are 50 times more educated and trained than Richard Montanez was when he did this. And they come to me and they say, Anish, I really want to do this. I really want to, hit the director level. I really want to move up to that VP level. But, I don't have that training, and so it's not really the right time for me. And I think about that and I say, people have pulled this off with 1/100th of the advantages that you have right now. They've made it happen. With nothing, they've made it happen. Because ultimately, reaching the executive suite, the big dirty secret, is that it's not about having the executive MBA, and it's not about having the training, and it's not about having the skills, although those things are all going to be important. It's about the deeper drivers of who you are as a human being. And if you are that kind of a person who can pull something like that together out of nothing and make it happen out of sheer passion and will and intelligence and drive, then you have everything that you need to get there. And everything else is just an excuse that you're using to hold yourself back. So that's my story. That's this guy's story. I think it's absolutely jaw-dropping. And the funny thing is that stories like this are playing out day in, day out, all across this country, all across this world. These amazing success stories in people's lives where those deeper drivers come to light and they're given a chance to shine. So go out there, do the work that you're going to do, but beyond everything else, dream big. You, your spouse, you, yourself, you, your close friends, whatever it is, whoever you've got in your corner, it's time to dream big. It's time to really go like this and capture this much of what life has to offer, not this much. Thank you guys so much Thanks for learning with me. If you haven't already, jump onto upgradeyourjob.com where you can grab a copy of my 6-point checklist for landing a 6-figure job. Again, for the ambitious only. And I'll talk to you soon.